I'm Becky Simon, and I teach at Beachland Elementary. This is my fiance. My fiance, Bill, he teaches there too. We met at school. I teach kindergarten this year. This is my first year teaching kindergarten. I taught pre-K and I taught first grade for a while here at Beachland. So it's because I think the Learning Alliance is magical that this probably happens for them. But you'll notice that Deborah started us off and it poured beautifully into what Betty was talking about, and now that's going to pour beautifully into kind of what I'm talking about. It's going to be a very brief synopsis, but I was talking about social emotional learning, which is different than social emotional literacy in that I wanted things to, in my classroom, be that beautiful Sanford harmony kind of stuff. And so you will hear my kids, like this little boy today, he was up, down, all around. He goes, I just can't regulate. I just can't. And I was like, it's okay, I understand. And he goes, my body is not ready to learn. It is not ready to learn. And I'm like, what do you need? And he's like, I'm gonna go sit down at the table. And I was like, all right, go sit down at the table. And so he sat down at the table because he was not ready to regulate just yet. But and I recognize that those are the words that we use. That's what we're saying all the time is, dude, you gotta let your body regulate. We need to take some deep breaths. And so it's funny that you're working on mindfulness and mindful space, and I'm doing the same thing, working on mindfulness and mindful space and breathing. So I'm doing a quick snapshot of social emotional learning, buzzwords, mantras, social emotional literacy, and driving it like you stole it. Because half the stuff that I use in my room is stolen from somewhere. A lot of it's stolen from the Learning Alliance. But, and you all, sayings that I've stolen, number one, Maslow before Bloom's. You've all heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You've also probably heard of Bloom's, or what's our little Marzano. In teaching, you can't do the Bloom stuff until you take care of the Maslow stuff, says Alan Beck, who I don't even know. But Alan Beck's point is you have to take care of their body and who they are and here. And when they're here and they're doing their fight and flight stuff and they're their earliest problems and their earliest selves before you can have grit, determination, and have them working on their blooms, and we've got to get higher order thinking, and they just need a snack. And so it's like, simmer down now. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs for those, and I am probably insulting some intelligence, but let's just talk about it again. It's not going to hurt anything to look at it. Physiological needs, air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, reproduction, hopefully not. Mine are kindergarten. They're kindergarten. But this morning, my pinger, I call them pingers, came in, and he hadn't eaten. And he hadn't had anything to eat in I don't know how long. And they're like, we're going to take him and have him go to the cafeteria, even though he was already tardy, and come and eat his food. And he ate his food because then he'd be ready to regulate himself. Take care of their safety needs. I talk about my class home. It's our class home. Sometimes home is not a safe space for them. Sometimes family isn't a good word for them. And so I want them to have that at some point, to have family be a good word for them. Maybe not in their immediate family now, but maybe someday. And so their family, my Beachland family, my kindergarten family, we are a family in our room, in our class home. We are a family beyond that with kindergarten, and all of those teachers are their family. And we are beyond that with Beachland Elementary, and we are beyond that and so I want them to have a safe place of love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization when they're finally ready to get to this next point. If you're a student, I think I got it from a counselor friend, I don't know. Stole it. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired, halt. If they are hungry, they can't learn. If they are angry, they cannot learn. If they are lonely, they cannot learn. And something I want to say to you is, same for you. Sometimes we don't talk about that because it's super vulnerable, and we don't want to say, I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling like I'm on an island, like when Betty and Luann and the other people who were here last year, Liz, came to Moonshot Mondays, and I was feeling lonely, like I was on an island, and I didn't have support where I needed it, and they gave that to me. Then I could handle the next steps and go to work at Beachland and start to do the job that I needed to do. If you're tired, stop. If their basic needs are met, we cannot expect blooms. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. We can't get there. until those needs are met, until those basic love needs are met. Sometimes just, I love you, I care about you. Simple things people said, I read somewhere, I think it might have been on Twitter, and it was like, every morning they come in, I do hug, handshake, hip bump, or high five. And I talk about that a lot, and people are like that's gonna change the world. And I'm like, no, it's not. But for 2 minutes, I look right in their eyeballs, and I let them know, I'm so glad you're here. Liz, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I mean, and I genuinely am. I love you. I'm so grateful to know you. I'm so grateful you're a part of this family. And when you hear that, you know it's genuine. And they do. In just a good morning, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, if you are, how are you feeling? You're welcome to my class home this morning. Oh my gosh, you need a hip bump today? You don't even want me to touch you? All right, good to see you. I don't know, regulate. All right. Step on inside. And sometimes I'll say to this little pinger, I love you. And he goes, I know you do. Yes. Yes. All right, nor can we expect, this is my favorite. They say this. I have them stand. Deborah, come here and stand up here a minute. Come be. I know, she's like Betty, or not, she's like Mary Poppins. So if we were walking, you're going to pretend that you are a little sheep. So just stand there, pretend you're a little sheep. And we, Bill and Sarah and Liz, are going to be wolves. And we're going to go into her, okay? We're going to go like we're going to go into her. I got to get on the other side because she can't get away. Come on, walk up like you're going to just get the little sheep. Okay. Now you can sit down. Thank you. Okay. Woo. How do you think that made her feel? What do you think her heart did? Her heart might be pounding. Well, this is the lesson here. I know. That is the lesson when I teach little babies about what it means to be threatened. Because over here, when you're frustrated, it says, if my classmate succeeds, I feel threatened. And so you'll hear these kindergarten first graders say, don't feel threatened. She's probably feeling a little threatened. It's okay. Do I believe in this? Oh my gosh, I believe in this. This is success to get to grit. This is a frustration to get to learned helplessness, which is huge in our world right now. We had Dr. Chu. Was he not so phenomenal? Dr. Larry Chu? I just want him, I was like, preach. He's got Ed Church going. And he is so brilliant about learned helplessness and how we want them to be question answerers and problem solvers. And so I can learn anything I want to. I'm either good at it or I'm not. When I'm frustrated, I feel pressure. When I'm frustrated, I give up. I like to challenge myself. I don't like to be challenged. When I fail, I learn. My kids say this all the time. Well, when you fail, you learn, Miss Simon. It's okay. It's no problem when you fail. And I'll say, when you fail, they go, you learn. I mean, it is just, when I fail, I'm no good. Getting them to we don't want here. We don't want the brick wall. We want the tree of growth. Now, if they're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, I can't get to this point. So you first have to meet their basic needs. Do I believe these things? Yes. Okay, Becky, but how? Get out your Sanford Harmony kit. It's so easy. It's easier than you think. Call yourself a Betty on there. I bet you she could find 10 minutes. I bet you. Anybody at your school who loves that, try it with them. Just talk to them a minute. It's worth it. Or if you're a responsive classroom, or if you're whatever, touch base for 30 seconds with the pinger kid at the back of the class before school starts. I make eye contact and I'm like, what did you do last night? Well, I don't remember. I was up really super late. Just talk to them. Like, if I don't like them, those are the kids I know I need to talk to. Because I start off not liking kids. True story. And by the end, I'm madly, desperately in love with them. Because when you start to hear, when you talk to them for 30 seconds, then you go, oh. So these are just simple. Are there 1,000,010 other things? Yes. But can we break it down for easy today? Yes. Notice the explosion before it happens. Cut it off at the pass. Today, Sarah, she never stops teaching. Like, I listen to her next door to me. She also sounds a little bit like Cinderella. It's true. I'm going to do my impression. She says, like, boys and girls. Oh, you're hurting hurting my ears. And I'm like, boys and girls, everybody needs to sit down, everybody sit down. She's, oh, boys and girls. It's true. She's like teaching next to Cinderella, and they all love her. And today, in fact, the new boy goes, oh, who is that? He was so excited. But she is a teacher who has a student in my classroom, and she comes in 2 or 3 times a week to volunteer her time to do some RTI with the strugglers, because that's who she is. And he was ready to explode, my little guy, and he was like starting to rub his things on the floor, and he goes, I just don't feel like I can learn right now. And I'm like, all right, you don't have to learn right now. You can just be excused, step aside, go over there, but notice the explosion before it has to happen. You don't have to make them learn. They don't have to sit there. They don't have to do it. And like I said, I know I'm probably preaching to the choir, but it's okay to be reminded again. It's okay. Talk about how they are here. And there's a whole nother workshop, and they need to be here. And my kids will say, I'm in my basement, feeling like I'm ready to take off. I need you here. I need you here. I need you process planning, because when you're here, it's fight or flight. It's fight or flight. Like you're ready to go take something on, get out, you're trapped. And I need you here so we can think and we can learn. So just talk about how you're here, and I need you here, and feel free to look that up for yourself, kind of like what Betty was talking about. And then finally, something I didn't steal. How do you build relationships? That's the thing. That's what it's all about, building relationships. One simple life changer for me last year with some of my super strugglers who are in 3rd now, just go to the game. That's my hashtag. Just go to the game. If they say, have you seen me, or I'm playing football this weekend, those kids who are playing football this weekend or playing soccer this weekend, or it's their birthday party and you got an invitation, I know you can't. If you just had a new baby, I'm not telling you just go to the game. I'm not. If you have 2 kids in preschool and you need to be home at night, no, fine, it's fine. But if you get an opportunity, just go to the game. You will see a difference in a relationship that will create things beyond anything you've ever dreamed. And like you will be passionate for who they are, because some of them who cannot read a lick can tackle. So that's something, a connection to talk to them about. So that is what I have for you. Beautiful. Simple, easy. Thank you.